1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to work on a little solo pattern to play over 2 bars of C and 2 bars of F, the 5 chord to the 1 chord. And in case you don't know what that means, and I've discussed this in previous lessons, but I'll briefly go over it. The 5 chord, it's talking about the notes in a major scale, and we're in the key of F. So the C note in an F major scale is the 5th note, or the 5th interval of the major scale. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's the 5 chord. And, you know, I heard that a lot when I first started working professionally playing in country bars. And I've discussed this in previous lessons, that they would call off a song like "You're Cheating Heart," start on the 5, or they'd say 5511. I didn't know what that meant. But as you know, after I was around for a while, I figured out that when they said the 5 chord, they were talking about, if the song was in the key of F, they were talking about the C chord. And for a long time, I knew what they were saying. I didn't know what that meant or why they were saying it. So, but eventually, you know, my lightning fast mind, I figured it out after a few years. But anyway, that's, so if you hear somebody referring to the 5 chord, or it's going to the 5 chord, or blues in E, start on the 5, you know, that's what they're talking about. So I'm going to start this lick, and we're going to go through all the strings on this one, backwards and forwards. So I'm going to start on an open E, because an E note for a C chord is the 3, or the 3rd. And once again, that's talking about the notes in a major scale. So I'm starting there on the E. Go to the A string and hit it open. 2nd fret, 2nd finger, up 1. Now we're going to go to an open D. And now we're going to, with our 2nd finger, we're going to go to the 2nd fret on the D. Up 1, or actually up a half step, 1 fret or half a step, because you know 2 frets is a whole step. Now what we're going to do, we're going to hit the G string open, 2nd fret, but we're not going to go up 1. We're going to go straight from there to an open B. So after that G, open B, and we're going to go up chromatically like we did on the low E string. We're going to go. Okay. Now, when we get to that note on the B string, it's a D note, 3rd fret, 3rd finger. Just be thinking ahead of time that you are going to make a bar there, because you're going to catch that high E, that high G note on the E string on the 3rd fret right underneath it, like that. Now we're going to go down. So now we're going to go back down a whole step with our 1st finger on the 1st fret. We're still on the high E string. Then open. And now we're going to go to the B string, 3rd fret, 3rd finger. D note. So. step down, then open. So. And back to that A note on the G string on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger. And then we're going to hit the G string open, and then we're going to come up to the 5th fret on the D string, to G note, and we're going to go down chromatically to the E note, 2nd fret, 1st finger. That's all on the D string. And now we're going to come up here to the A string on the 5th fret with our 4th or little finger. And we're going to do a typical Django device. It's probably a classical. He used that a lot. Did those type of licks a lot. So, little finger, 5th fret, we're on the A string. Down a whole step with our 2nd finger. Half step with our 1st finger. Then back up with our 2nd finger. And then we're going to do the same thing on the D string. And then we're going to hit the G string open. Okay, we've got this far. Now we're going to hit an open G. Whole step with our 1st finger. Half step, 2nd finger. Now, this, if you play this slowly and you let the open B string ring against that note, it's going to sound dissonant. But that's cool because you're going to be playing this fast. So, but we're going to go to the open B string, and then we're going to go up chromatically again. And we're going to go back down chromatically. And then back down chromatically. So. And then back up to this C note on the B string on the 1st fret, 1st finger. Now we're going to go back up a whole step. We're not going to go chromatically again. Then open E. Then F note, 1st fret, 1st finger. Whole step, 3rd finger. Now we're going to go chromatically again, same finger. Just like that. And you're going to go up to that A note on the 5th fret. And now we're going to do this little bouncing of open strings technique. So, open, 3rd fret, 1st fret, open. And after that open E string, you're going to come up here on the 3rd fret on the B string and go down chromatically. And that'll end it. Go. And that will fit over a So once again, this has been Jeffrey Paul Ross for NextLevelGuitar.com, reminding you once again that we have over 1,000 various types of guitar lessons, starting with beginners, then intermediate, and on up through advanced. So we'll see you next time.